So once you've finished drawing out your microman, and you look something like that, look, I've put the dimensions on there just to kind of try and lock them in so that you know how big it is. You've got to draw it. You might want to get rid of the construction lines, right? So the construction lines, if you click on the pair of glasses, which is display, and turn off the guides, they'll disappear, right? You can change your Sketchup quite a bit. Right, so once you've done that, you need to draw lines across where the elbows are going to go, where the waist is going to go, the shoulders, and the knees, right? So do that and get the drawing to look a bit like the one that I've got here. Now, next job we've got to do is we've got to group the separate parts. So use the select button and lasso the separate parts. I'm lassoing his forearm there. Right-click in the forearm and make it into a group. Do the same with all the other parts of the body. Now, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but look, once you've done it a couple of times, you'll be all right. So lasso that part. Be careful that when you lasso the bits, you don't accidentally grab any of the other parts, right? If they go blue, then you've got to go again, right? Make group. I haven't done the head yet. I'm going to come back to the head. Do the torso. Right-click. Make group. I'm going to do his thigh. Right-click. Make group. I'm going to do his shin. Right-click. Make group. I'm going to do this shin. Right-click. Make group. And I'm going to do this shin. See, now what's happened? I've grabbed too many things. So I'm going to go again with that one, right? I'm going to lasso the shin. It's better. Right-click. Make group. And then my last bit I got to do is the head. So I can do that like that. Right-click. Make group. So now if you go through clicking it, look, when you select something, you're selecting the whole object, which is great, right? Now I want to try and pose him, okay? So I'm going to draw myself a little block over here, right? Just a little block like that. Doesn't matter how big it is. And I'm going to get the push-pull button. That's this one here. And that is made to make things three-dimensional, right? So that's quite a useful little box. Now, okay, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the microman sit up. Let's make him sit up, right? So I'm going to grab everything apart from his legs, right? And I'm going to go down to the button that says rotate by here. Now watch this, right? When you bring it in, it's locked in the flat plane, in the blue axis. You can see that is blue, right? If you hover over this box, look what happens. It changes to being different colors, right? Which is very useful. We need the green one, right? So as soon as you pull away, look, it snaps back to being the blue one. So if you want to hold it on the green one, you've got to press the shift button, right? Now bring it over and click on his hips there, and then you can lift him up like this. Ready? So bring him up, and let's make him so he's sat slightly over the vertical, right? So I'm going to go for like 100 degrees. You can type in 100, enter. Oops, daisy. 100, enter. Right, so I've lifted him up like that. Now let's see what else we can move, right? So here's a trick, right? If you hold the shift button down and click on the bits, you can deselect them. So I've deselected that. I'm also going to deselect his head. So just his arms are selected now. Do the same thing again. Put it in his armpit. Bring it down. And you're just going to move the arms. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. It could be rowing, let's say, for example, right? Or something like that. I'm not sure. But so you've got to try and think, right, about how you're going to move the figure around to make the shapes work. Once you get used to it, you can create some really, really good shapes. I probably should have showed you how to duplicate your objects that you're creating. So duplicating the objects is quite easy, right? If you lasso everything, use the move button, which is above rotate, but press the control button once. And when you move it now, it creates a copy of it. So if you want to make more than one, or if you want to make a safety backup, that's a really good idea. Here are some other ones that I've kind of posed already. So, have a bit of fun creating your designs. What else can you do before I leave? You can use the paint part there. You can add finishes in here. So if you search for a finish, you can have a look down different categories. Obviously, a good thing to do would be to look for metal. And in metal, you can look for sort of rusted metal or steel or whatever. You can drop those materials in there. What else can you do? Let's see. So you could do turn shadows on. If you turn the shadows on, you get a shadow. You can change the time of the day. You can change the month of the year. and you can change how bright the shadows are. You can make them a bit lighter if you want to. And I'll change the kind of contrast between the shapes. There's lots of things you can do in Onshape. It's a really good program. But don't forget, you've got to save your work as you go along. So if you click save, it'll if you want to purge things, it's things that aren't used in your design. So say yes, and then make sure it's saved in your Drive account. All right, I'll just go like that a second and pause my recording. So have a go, see how you get on.